1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not enough. And verily I say unto thee, lest a man have at least 12 Guitar Center guitars in his house, he shall be cast into the Guitar Center abyss. I don't know about you tonight, but I don't want to be cast into the Guitar Center abyss. I don't want to see these poor instruments have to spend their lives on a shelf somewhere rotting away. No, my friends, now is the time. Now is the place to get your heart right and rescue these guitars from Guitar Center. Amen. Hey. If you're tired of hanging on a guitar hook somewhere in some dingy guitar center, if you're tired of spending your night and days with a bunch of Chinese imports, I call out to you. I'm giving you one last invitation. Sing it with me. Come home. Come home. Oh, ye who are weary, come home, oh, and earnestly, tenderly, love child is calling, oh, guitar, come home. Thank you, Brother Martin. Don't wait. Knock and the door shall open. Seek and ye shall find. UPS left another box on the door. Oh, baby. The invitation has been accepted. Inside of here, my friends, is somebody who's come across the big canal to be with the Love Child in Alabama. That's right. Straight from a Guitar Center in Norman, Oklahoma, I think it was. Seemed like real nice folks there. So, as we always do, we give them every opportunity. And in here is what you call a German-made Framus 5/68. That's right. Has come home to the Love Child in Alabama to join Brother Martin and Brother Gibson and Brother Fender and a whole bunch of others. So now, let's see what has become a reality for yet another beautiful instrument. Has it been as described? Is it going to be happy in Alabama? We're going to find out. As I always tell you, when you get something like this, check the box, make sure it ain't got a bunch of holes punched into it. Of course, you know, when it finally hit my door, it was laying flat on the porch. But it is what it is, and we're going to open this thing up now. 1958 Framus. Now listen, this guitar was made in Bavaria, Germany, whatever. But everybody knows that people over in Germany, they got to act together. They know, look, I worked with a German mechanic one time, and we was building motorcycle parts. And I seen that man, Germans are smart dude now. Germans are smart folks. I seen the dude take the wheel off of a BMW. He machined it down, and we put it on a chopper motorcycle. Now I'm telling you, anybody can do that. I know they can build a guitar. But now, 1958 was a long time ago. But I think I'm giving it every opportunity to be a beautiful thing right here. Are you ready? 1958 Framus, F-R-A-M-U-S. You know, Framus guitars are a well-kept secret. Everybody's always worried about all these other brands. But no, Framus is a good guitar. You get a good Framus, you got a good guitar. I'm your love child. I ain't never lied to you, and that's the truth. Now we're going to look at how this guitar was package. Now this store here in Oklahoma, I can tell you right off the bat, now I'm assuming I'm on the top end, they put one of them hats on there. That's right, you got your hat. Now any store that puts a hat on a guitar, they already know what they're talking about. I do believe, all right? Now you ready? Let's pull this up. You see, with this hat on its head, this guitar ain't been doing all that bebopping. So here, this birthing process wasn't a whole lot to it. And here's what I'm talking about. Here's what oh, look at that, number 12, sitting there, pretty as a peacock. And down here, down inside the box is the afterbirth, and that's another hat. So you know what? So far, so good. They tell me that this guitar is going to be a beauty. Well, we're going to find out what the definition of beautiful is here right now. They threw it in the gig bag. Ooh, it's got a little padlock on it that don't have a key. Got to be careful. Are you ready? You gonna see at the same time I do. Win, lose, or draw. You know what? Every now and then it don't hurt to check in these gig bags, see if there's some goodies in there. Sometimes, now I ain't never found no weed or no, well, I have found some weed, but that was during the show. But I ain't never had one sent to me with any weed or anything like that, which I don't want none of that mess, all right? Okay, shut up, Love Child. Let's get to the guitar. Are you ready? 1958 Framus. You're gonna see it the same as me for the first time. Are we gonna be a hero or a heel? Lord Jesus, let this be a nice guitar. So far, so good. All right. Nevermore will you have to live in a gig bag, baby. You'll be in a case or on a stand. Folks, now we got a ton of fingerprints. We got, it looks like in 1958. Smell test, it don't smell like anybody pooted on it. We're looking at the neck joint. That's going to survive. Looks like it might have had a little work at one time. I see a little bit of, I don't even know that that's a separation. Yeah, I'm learning in my old age to check these things out. But what I see here, folks, is a beautiful guitar. I hope they tuned it down like it needs to be. Look at that thing right there. Ain't that about the prettiest thing? And look, the feel of this guitar, it's nice. It's look at that. 1958 Framus. You know what? It's had a little modification right here. You know, Guitar Center ain't gonna show you everything, but it's had a little modification that looks like, I don't know that that's a factory gig, but some kind of, I'm not in front of the camera, so I can't tell you. But if it tunes up and it does what it's supposed to do, voila! It's got some silver strings on it. Silver string. Anyhow, let me shut up. Let's tune it up. It's been sitting in this climate controlled area of mine. Folks, this is a pretty guitar. And it's in good shape. And Guitar Center over there in Oklahoma, you didn't lie to me. We're having a Cinderella story. I'll be right back. You know, all of this is making me miss my handsome brother up there in West Virginia. I got a handsome brother. He's the most handsome man in West Virginia. And by far the greatest picker for miles and miles. Probably the greatest picker north of Nashville. Of course, I'm keeping the family legacy down here south of Nashville in Alabama. But What they say up in West Virginia is even a blind pig finds an acorn once in a while. Today, without showing you my rear end, there's a little curly tail sprouting on it. I can feel it because I'm the blind pig today. I have found a beautiful, beautiful guitar called a Framus 568, 1958 vintage guitar. And you know, I'm your love child, and I ain't never lied to you. You know that's the truth. And I wouldn't be here holding this beautiful guitar if it wasn't for some fine folks in Norman, Oklahoma, at what they call a guitar center. You know, not all guitar centers are created equal. But sure enough, Norman, Oklahoma is going to stick out as a fond memory in my mind. Of course, you got Arlington Heights, Illinois Guitar Center. They jam up. Wichita, they got a good guitar center. There's some good guitar centers out there. But I want to especially thank those people there for sending me a great guitar. You know, when I called about it, I talked to one of the managers. And, you know, you get used to whether it's ordering fast food or just driving through traffic, everybody's in a hurry and tries to blow you off. But I asked this young fella, I said, can you tell me about the guitar? He said, Love Child. Of course, me being Love Child and being a noted celebrity such as I am, I didn't want to get no special treatment. But he said, Love Child, he said, this guitar don't look like a 1958 and so on. It don't. I mean, since I opened it up, I haven't wiped it down. I haven't even set the bridge on it. It's still cattywampus. I haven't done anything but tune it up, let it sit for a minute, and it stays in tune quite significantly. But he said, Love Child, it's a beautiful thing, and he's telling me the truth. I said, and then I thought, well, I'm going to lose him here. I said, can you tell me about the action on the guitar? He said, no problem. He stayed on the phone. He took it over to his tech. They laid it on the table. They measured the strings on the 12th fret and told me what they was, and they was far lower than what I would have wanted. They took the time with me. They was decent to me. They didn't lie to me. Now, let me talk to you a minute about Framus guitars. In the vintage market, everybody's driving up the price of the K's and the True Tones and the Silver Tones and all the other brands out there. And they're putting them sky high. But let me tell you about Framus. Framus is actually a far better built guitar than a lot of those I just mentioned. And people are paying 2-3 times as much as what I paid for this guitar. Let me put up on the screen what I paid for this guitar. You can see right there how it was advertised. Good condition. That's the price. I paid $10. I paid 10%, I think, Alabama tax on it, and $15 shipping. The gentleman I talked to, I said, if I get this thing, I know it's a vintage instrument. If I call you in 3 days and say it's a junker, are we cool? He said, it's cool. He said, it's cool, but it ain't no junker. And once again, Norman, Oklahoma, Guitar Center, jam up people. Don't be afraid to call them. Now, as far as this guitar, the neck is a lot similar to one of the little True Tones. I've got one in the other room, and they're a whole lot the same profile. But again, I'm amazed at the fit and finish on this guitar. I mean, where do you get a tailpiece like that? These beautiful fret markers. I'm talking about, you know, they're inserted. They're not painted on like you do on some of these older vintage guitars that were just made, you know, on assembly line just about. This is a real arch top. I could tell it's laminated. I don't believe the back may be solid, but the top looks like it may be laminated, either or. It's got a beautiful sound, beautiful resonance. A Framus guitar, don't be afraid of buying one. If you can find a Framus guitar of this vintage, and it's a good Framus, you're going to pay a whole lot less than you're paying for some of these other vintage guitars. The quality is just fantastic. Me being the rocket scientist that I am, the only downside, as I pointed out earlier, was this piece that was put on here, and somebody actually took a lot of time And they've got this piece on here simply because the machine is just a little bit, looks like where the stem goes in, it may be broken out or worn down. Actually, I don't even think it's broken out. But whoever had this guitar took a lot of time and a lot of effort to keep it up. The guitar itself, the only drawback I had to buy in this is it didn't have a truss rod, which most of that you buy do not have a truss rod. So you always take the risk. Again, Norman, Oklahoma didn't lie to me. This neck here has got a good relief. Matter of fact, I'm going to set the bridge up. It's when I do the final setup on this guitar, I'm actually going to raise the bridge up. It's got room on the neck. It's not going anywhere. This guitar, just as it sits, should outlive me. And I plan on living another 100 years. Beautiful guitar. I am literally, this is my acorn. The construction of these guitars. The pick guard has got a little screw in the side that goes into the neck. This brace that holds the other end of the pick guard is solid as a rock. Beautiful tailpiece. Did I mention that? Yes, I did. Beautiful guitar. Again, no bolt on neck. This is a, show enough neck. The cutaway is so smooth. And you can get up in here. I'm what, 12th fret? I'm bar chording the 14th fret up here if I want to. It's just fantastic. Again, I haven't set it up. The bridge is cattywampus. It's a great guitar. If you're looking for a vintage guitar, go find you a good Framus. Save yourself a bunch of money. You're going to like it. I promise. Again, this ain't no paint. This is insert. This ain't no junk. This is beautiful craftsmanship. Even on the headstock, that ain't no paint. Okay, that's bonded on. That's real deal stuff. Do yourself a favor. I can't wait to clean it up and set it up. New strings, man. But I got a surprise for this guitar. That hold on, my boy's walking by. I'm gonna let you see Elmer here in a minute in case you have this first time you ever seen my videos. But I got an added surprise for this guitar. In my travels a while back, I picked up one of these beautiful DeArmond monkey on a stick pickups. Now, I don't have a stick for it, but I fixed that problem. But let me show you why I've decided to put the monkey on a stick on this guitar. This is an elevated fretboard. Elevated fretboard. Now, as I mentioned that, it's elevated. It's still elevated, just like it's been since 1958. This guitar is not giving away to nothing. These Germans had it figured out back then. The bridge itself, that's not even set right. The bridge itself, there's no sag. There's still a curve. But this monkey on a stick will fit underneath that elevated fretboard so well. Now, I don't have the stick. But for you guys that have DeArmond pickups and the like, and you're looking for parts, check out Panique Jazz. I'm going to leave a link to them below. And pretty much anything you need to get your DeArmonds, everything from the controls to the stick to everything you need, they pretty well have got it. There's a guy in California that's remaking all this stuff and keeping these DeArmonds alive. So don't be afraid to check him out. Norman, Oklahoma Guitar Center, jam up. Framus guitars, buy you one. Just shop around a little bit. They're out there. Well under $1,000. You could have a beautiful vintage guitar just like this. I just made your day. Such an adorable face. And the only two things he asks you to do is buy you a nice Framus guitar. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
I promise, buddy, I'm going to do better next time. Once these bubbles are gone, I'm through. I'm done with it, all right? Just look at you. Now I got to get the taste of you out of my mouth.